The first poem I want to read is one from, like, archaeology. It's a poem written 40 years ago. And I want to read more recent pieces. Called As Your Eyes Are Blue. As your eyes are blue, you move me. And the thought of you, I imitate you. And cities apart, yet a roof grey with slates or lead, the difference is little, and even you could say as much through a foxtail of pain. Even you. When the river beneath your window was as much as I dream of, loose change and your shirt on the top of a chest of drawers, a mirror facing the ceiling, and the light in a cupboard left to burn all day. A dull yellow probing the shadowy room. What was it? Cancel the tickets. The sleep talk, whose horrors raise a truth that can walk with equal calm through palace rooms, chandeliers tinkling in the silence as winds batter the gardens outside, formal lakes shuddering at the sight of two lone walkers. Of course, this exaggerates. Small groups of tourists appear and disappear in an irregular rhythm of flower beds. You know, even in the stillness of my kiss, the doors are opening in another apartment on the other side of town. A shepherd grazing his sheep through a village we know, high in the mountains, a ski slope thick with summer flowers, and the water meadows below with narcissi. The back of your hand and a newly designed red bus drives quietly down Gower Street. A brilliant red. How could I tell you? With such confusion. Readings disintegrating and a general lack of purpose only too obvious in the affairs of state. Yes, it was on a hot July day with taxis gunning their motors on the thruway. A listless silence in the back rooms of Paris bookshops. Why bother? One thing equal to another. Dinner parties whose grandeur stops all conversation. But the afternoon sunlight which shone in your eyes as you lay beside me watching for, we can neither remember, still shines as you wait nervously by the window for the ordered taxi to arrive. If only I could touch your naked shoulder now. But then, and the radio's still playing the same records I heard earlier today. And still you move me. And the distance is nothing. Even you. Can you hear the back? Right, moving out of the 60s. This is a piece in 3 parts called 1, 2, 3. They're like those 3 mirrors you used to get on dressing tables. They sort of connect somehow. And somehow, in my mind, it's about the same thing, even though it may not seem so. One. An emperor gives a gift stylishly, and a Mogul miniature records it. Colour and gold on paper, height 7 3/16 inches. We're dazzled. All this art and surprises, keeping the doors open, right? Yes, I suppose, fascinated by the delicacy of the piano part in the first movement of Beethoven's Ghost Trio, he sighed, but real enough, aesthetic coat-trading aside, the delight beyond the technicalities, not pursuing, but there, to be recognized. We can see this. And all those private separations, when we moves from the general to the particular, to talk of you now, amongst all this delight, moving into that other level, the poverty of this, one without the other, the delight more a refuge than any whole thing when you're away. Up in the hills, the court is assembled, the gifts exchanged. From the balcony, I see you cross the courtyard, could almost touch you, but the distance. Be well, the moonlight on your face as you sleep now. 2. Hold me. Outside the rain falling in the street, I hold you, your flesh so soft. To begin to say, I love you. The heat of your belly, away the hills, forget the hills, my mouth on your throat, my body smells of your body. 3. There are many fields, and the fortresses are so far apart. The troops stand in line on the parade ground while the sun beats down on them and their board offices. It's another day. Meanwhile, there are many settings. A group of men can sit stiffly for a regimental photo of the survivors of the disaster, and then try to look neat and alert. And their children, living in a calm beyond this knowledge? It's not so much a question of guilt on either side, but maybe some form of recognition, which rarely happens. And the years pass until one generation dies, and their knowledge with them, leaving behind only feelings of confused longing that quietly spread beyond any conscious resentment. Now put it together.